Okay, good afternoon, good morning, good evening, everybody. I'm Mr. Patz with Yes Pro White Oak. I'm the middle school dean of students. I'm going to walk you through the retention promotion parent meeting that was held on campus on Wednesday, the 21st of July. So if you weren't able to attend the meeting, that is perfectly okay. We are going to walk through exactly what we talked about right now in this video. So enjoy and welcome. Here is our agenda for today. We're going to talk first about what we will and won't discuss. So that's the scope of our meeting. Looking at promotion standards, Skyward, and your students' grades, and star results as they pertain to promotion standards. So let's look at first what this meeting is and what this meeting is not. We will be understanding the promotion requirements that your child has to meet to pass 6th, 7th, and 8th grades. We'll look at how you can access your students' report cards and their grades in general on Skyward. Then understand how to access and view your students' star results. What we won't be doing in this meeting is sharing personal information about your specific child and their situation, as there are privacy laws that pertain to that information, so we can't share that here on a public video. We will not be holding your child back in his or her previous grade level. And we will not be going through technology troubleshooting, as that falls well outside of my expertise. And so I will give you some places you can go if you do run into some technology problems, but I won't be walking you through every single possibility that could occur there. So let's dive into promotion requirements. So promotion requirements differ by grade level. 6th and 8th grades have very similar promotion requirements, and they also only have 4. So 6th grade has 4, 8th grade has 4. 7th grade, on the other hand, has 5. So let's look at 6th and 8th grades first, as they are the most similar. So right here in 6th grade, we have student must pass their math class, their English class, their math star exam, and their English star exam. Jumping over to 8th grade, very similar. Math class, English class must be passed. Those are 2. Math star, English star exams must be passed. That makes 4. So 6th and 8th grade have 4 requirements. 7th grade is a little bit different. 7th grade has 5. Math class and English class, just like the other grades. Math star, just like the other grades. So that's 3. And then instead of having 1 English exam in 7th grade, students have to take both a reading and a writing star exam. That makes 5 requirements, or standards, if you will, for a student to go from 7th grade to 8th grade. I'll leave this up on a screen here for just a second. Let's take a look here at some of the examples in individual cases. This is part of an email that you guys received a couple weeks ago from me, and it explains exactly what happened with your child. So this student is a 6th grader from last year, the 2020-2021 school year. In this student's case, he or she failed their math class and their English or reading class, and they failed the star exams for those corresponding classes. So 6th graders have 4 standards. They did not meet any of the 4 standards. Remember, this is 7th grade only, so it doesn't apply to the 6th grade student. A typical year, in a normal year, if you can say that, this student would have likely been retained and had to have repeated 6th grade. However, due to COVID and the pandemic that has been going on across the world, it's made a lot of effects in education. We've definitely felt that here in our community. And because of the changes in the state law regarding promotion and retention, because of COVID for this year specifically, the student will not repeat 6th grade. He or she will be placed in 7th grade for the 21-22 school year, this upcoming year. And during the school day, throughout the year, the student will receive supports to catch up and fill in the gaps that he or she has in the knowledge and skills that she needs to be successful in their math or English courses, as well as their other courses. But for the purpose of retention and promotion, it's these 2 courses that we look at. Let's look at another example for a 7th grader. This 7th grader, remember, 7th grader have to pass 5 standards. Their math and English classes. Check, check. The student did well there. This student passed his or her English star and they passed their writing star. However, they failed the reading star exam. So this student met 4 of the 5 standards. In a regular, this student would have likely been promoted despite having failed their reading star, and would have received supports just like they're going to receive next year. When they're an 8th grader for the 21-22 school year, they're going to receive supports, specifically in this case for reading, as they are not yet on grade level for their reading ability. So they have either some ability or a knowledge gap, a skill, or a knowledge gap that they have that needs to be filled in, and we'll be working with them during the school day to catch up and fill in that gap. So this student, the 7th grader, will become an 8th grader for the 21-22 school year. Last example here. This is our 8th grader. This student passed their classes. Remember, 8th grade only has 4 standards. But they did not take the STAR exam. So if they didn't take it, we don't have any technical data on the STAR exam, but they didn't meet the requirements, so they didn't earn promotion. However, they have been placed in 9th grade. They will start high school next year and receive supports to help them fill in any gaps that they might have in their knowledge. So let's take a look now at where you can go and confirm and look at the actual numbers that say your student passed his or her classes, and then secondly, what their STAR scores are. So in the link below this video, you will have access to this website. This is a Skyward website. If you also have a phone handy, you can scan this QR code and it'll take you right to the website. But Skyward is the website, the online platform that we use to check to record grades, and you as a parent can use it to check your students' grades at any time, as well as pull their progress report and report cards and view their attendance. So go ahead and open up this website. This piece of information and the QR code will remain on the screen as I move on. So you have the website up here if you need it, and the QR code here. This will take you to Skyward. You'll use your username and password to log in, and then you will select grading. And after the grading comes up, it'll present you with a list of student classes and then a bunch of columns with numbers in the columns. Those columns are grades throughout the year. The column that is important for a middle school student is the column that has YR at the top of it. That means year. And that is their final grade overall for the course, and that determines whether they passed or failed their math or English class in particular, as well as their other courses, which you'll also see on their report card. What happens if you forgot your password? Click this link here under the green sign-in button. You'll enter your email on file. So the email where you receive the link to this video, where you receive communication from me, the email that you have from the front office has on file for you, that's the email you would put here. Once you hit submit, Skyward will send you a reset link as well as your username so that you can go back here and sign in and then access grades and then look for the YR column for your student's yearly grade in their courses. Move on to STAR scores. STAR stands for State of Texas Academic Readiness, State of Texas Assessment of Academic Readiness. This is used to measure student performance as well as growth and to measure effectiveness of schools. We're going to start with this QR code here at the top, and which is also this first link here. Both of those will remain on the screen as I move to the next slide. Take you to this website. You're going to need an access code, which I'll talk more about here in just a second, and then your child's birthday. Log in. You can use any of the resources here that are actually really good. I myself, as a parent, have used them for my son. I'm looking at his 3rd and 5th grade scores as he's an upcoming 6th grader. And this will walk you through how to understand and interpret all the information that you're going to be giving here. In this portal, you'll also be able to see your child's historical results. If they've taken a previous grade level STAR exam here in Texas, all that information will be here. If your student is an English language learner, some of their scores will also be here. as well as their abilities in English, so you can check various domains on this portal and see how they're doing. Now, this access code that I talked about, if you don't know what it is, or you didn't receive a letter in the mail that told you what it is, you can hit Find My Access Code here, and it will take you to this website. This is where you can look up your child's access code. The link is here at the bottom. It's also in the notes below this video, or you can use the QR code and scan that right now. You'll put in your student's first name as it appears on their birth certificate. Remember, important here, a lot of parents will like to use last name. It is actually the first name. Use your student's first name, their social, and their birthday, and you hit go. It'll give you the access code. You can come right back here, put that in, their birthday, and then log in. Now, what happens if you don't have a social or you don't know the social? There's this thing called an S number that the state of Texas allows parents to use. Typically, this is a number made up by the parent, and it's used to identify your child for state purposes, state testing purposes, in the absence of a social security number. Now, third option, what if you don't know either of those numbers, or you don't have either of those numbers? This is something that you can get from the front office. However, because the state test results are confidential information, it's not a number that can be given out over the phone. You have to come in person to the front office between the hours of 9 and noon during the week, and you have to show ID because we're required by law to make sure that the person to whom we're giving the information is the child's parent or guardian legally. And so show ID, get that number, and then you would be able to come back here and either look up your access code or go ahead and directly put it in. All right, so if you need that, come to the front office. They will be able to help you out with that, but make sure you bring ID, and you have to come in person between 9 and noon, Monday through Friday. So that is going to wrap up our parent meeting. Please feel free to reach out to me via email at parker.pass@yesprep.org. If you have further questions, I'd be happy to assist you. Thanks for watching. Have a good day.